Hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ and Bubble Boy are in the studio with me. How you doing, boys?
Pretty good, man.
Good, Bob.
Good, Bob.
Bob, Cincinnati kid.
Craig.
Craig.
There you go.
Okay, don't you start with me, Cock Johnson.
Craig. Okay, Bob.
Cock Johnson's your name.
Which Bob are you?
Diving is your game. Stick to the script,
Which
my
Bob
friend.
are you?
All right, so CJ, Bubble Boy in the studio, also connected via the web. We have the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad made up of Barry the Bugger, Jerry the Diver Guy. We're also joined by Mermaid Serena, our New Orleans mermaid, who we're going to connect with there at the DEMA show in a couple weeks. And get a little preview of what we can expect to accomplish in New Orleans, maybe even find out about the diving in the area. So we'll talk with her. Casey the Tobacco Nut. With us as well, kind of looking like what does he looks like that?
Like Crocodile Dundee.
Okay, is that what that is?
Well, I've been at Crab Fest in Crystal River all morning, eating stone crab and drinking.
Okay, I thought he maybe thought it was still Scuba Radio Halloweeny spooktacular.
And you left that for this
because he looks like he's in costume.
This is my life. Greg is my hero.
Okay, if you say so, whatever.
Kiss up.
I will say last week's show was one of my favorites. I really enjoyed the Halloweeny spooktacular. We had a lot of fun. Everybody dressed up. Old CJ was a giant weenie.
Excuse me, nobody was dressed up.
What's that?
Nobody was dressed up. I was the only one dressed up. Jerry wore some funky baby shark yarmulke.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
There,
I like that.
Yeah.
Oop, there it is. All right,
He lost his fin.
Yeah, but it was fun. We had a lot of special surprises and things. And I'll tell you, we had a lot of voicemails, which anybody can go to ScubaRadio.com and click on the Get on the Air Now tab. And we had definitely an uptick in voicemails. What is that sigh of disgust from
It's the
Barry
second
the
one
Bugger?
I've heard already.
Really?
Mute that thing, Barry.
Asthma?
No. There's. He wants me here for a reason, and I think I know why.
Abuse?
Yeah.
No, I don't think
that's it.
That has nothing to do with
Let's
it.
start early. Shut up, Barry.
Okay.
No, I'll just do it for you.
plan.
Shut up, Barry.
All right. Well, he'll self-censor.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. But, last week's show did inspire even more voicemail. So we got a bunch that we got to dig through. So let's see what we got here on the Scuba Radio voicemail.
And Craig,
What?
last week for the Halloweeny show, you had the Psycho Mermaid, Valentina.
Psychic.
I watched the show on YouTube.
Right.
She's fine as hell.
Drunken Sailor.
I was trying to get her attention. Okay. I'll call back if I think of anything else.
Oh, brother.
Okay, bye.
All right.
That's great.
It's been a while since we've heard from the Drunken Sailor.
Can you block that number?
I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if all these voicemails might be from the same number. Because we had a whole list of them that we're going to have to get through. So I don't know. We'll look.
You fired your screener, so there's no way to know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Jerry was the one who was supposed to screen this stuff.
He's a phone screener? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jerry the Diver Guy. Jerry the phone screener.
Oh, I thought you said phone screamer.
Oh, see, that explains it. We're totally screwed. I have a feeling, but I don't know. We'll get back to the voicemails here in just a bit because we got quite a few to get through today, and we might as well just blow them out as we prepare for New Orleans and the DEMA show. So we'll get to those in just a bit. But I have a major announcement to share with everybody today. So,
You're coming out.
No, check this out. Now, we are based
Not
in
yet.
Orlando, Florida, the home of Disney World, right? And if you've been living under a rock,
Disney's moving.
Disney is having a lot of issues right now with movies not doing well. Theme park attendance might be off. I mean, it's kind of scary. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm a fan of Disney. I really am. But they've been getting hammered recently because they've been doing, depending on how you look at it, where they've gone too woke. There's this whole thing with this new Snow White movie that was supposed to come out in March of next year, like a live action version of Snow White, which literally started Walt Disney World and the whole thing. That was the first big hit that Walt Disney had, right? And they're redoing it 100 years later as a live action, but it's been getting a lot of heat online that Snow White's not actually white. The Seven Dwarfs aren't dwarfs. I mean, it's insanity. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know what the heck is going on with this. As a matter of fact, what is it? The Daily Wire has come out, and they're putting out their version of Snow White to combat the woke version that Disney was talking about now. And now Disney has postponed their version of Snow White for an entire year. So it's not coming out next year.
Who doesn't care?
Well, you should care because we live in Orlando, CJ, and this is our town. Orlando's our town. Disney is a big part.
My kids are grown up. I'm never going to see this movie either way.
Well, yeah, but you live in Orlando, and Disney, whether you like it or not, is a big part of our economy. And
if anything, he would like the least amount of traffic going through I-4 in those areas. So,
I don't go down there.
Well, yeah,
because I have to.
But our taxes benefit because we have such a big employer like Disney down there. I'd hate to see them fold. So anyway, it's a whole thing. It's a whole big issue, however you look at it. But I was like, hey, look, we have been on a roll with these Cock Johnson dive hard, dive harder, dive harder movies. And I was like, maybe we can do something with Snow White and kind of save the day. Scuba Radio Studios reimagines a childhood classic, Snow White and the Seven Diving Dwarfs.
Whoa, was that girl on our dive boat?
Most beautiful diver I've ever seen.
And those 7 tiny divers swimming all around her? Oh, so cute.
Hi, guys.
Who are you?
I'm Snow White, and I love diving.
And I love your diving dwarfs.
They are so sweet. There's Snorkel, Flipper, Narco, O-Ring, Wetsuit, Flappy, and Stinky.
Your buddies are great divers. Where'd they go?
They only come out when I dive. They're inside me now.
Huh? Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. They can't survive out of the water.
Say what?
But my insides provide just enough moisture for them to survive while I'm topside.
Well, that's weird.
Critics are calling Snow White and the Seven Diving Dwarfs a new low, childish, painful to watch, and total shit.
They're shy, but the diving dwarves might come out to play if you just whistle.
Like this?
Hello, Snow White.
Oh, gross.
Oh, that reeks.
What?
Hi-ho, hi-ho. If you like to dive, let's go.
Snow White and the Seven Diving Dwarfs.
Stinky, say hi to my new dive friends.
Hi, how you doing?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Honey-ho, gotta go.
Ooh.
Did Stinky just disappear into her?
Roger Ebert gives it 2 fins up. Snow White and the Seven Diving Dwarfs. From the twisted minds of Scuba Radio Studios. Hopefully never coming to a theater near you. I think that's pretty accurate that will be the case. The more I think about this, it might have been a mistake.
I have questions, but I can't raise them on the air.
Yeah, probably better left unsaid.
I'll ask you when we're done.
It was worth a shot. I was thinking maybe we could be the big saviors of this whole thing. And, but now that I've heard what we came up with, I don't know.
What's this we stuff? I had nothing to do with
No,
this.
everybody is equally guilty.
I have nothing to do with
Snow White and the Seven Diving Dwarfs. Hopefully never coming to a theater near you. All right, we're coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Bula, You'll hear that a lot when you visit Fiji. It's more than a greeting. It's the spirit of this friendly country. With 333 islands, white sand beaches, and year-round tropical warmth, it's hard not to feel happy at this exceptional dive destination known as the soft coral capital of the world. Fiji Airways has a modern fleet of aircraft to take you to Fiji in style and at great prices. Contact your travel agent now or go to FijiAirways.com and plan your Fijian dive adventure. That's FijiAirways.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new Scuba Radio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 Scuba Radio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always. And I got a Scuba Radio hat for you, too.
New Scuba Radio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com.
So cool.
Order yours today, or stay a loser.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You are now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hi, this is Donna from the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism. You are listening to Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Have you ever seen this guy dance to the Junkanoo music? Unfortunately, you can't unsee it. Luckily for you, it is radio. So count your blessings and keep listening to Greg the Dive Master and the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Our Bahamas Happy Hour at the DEMA show will be happening Wednesday and Thursday, 4 o'clock. If you're at the event in New Orleans, plan accordingly. Matter of fact, we have a New Orleans tour guide with us today. That'd be Mermaid Serena. We're going to talk to her in just a bit, but let's knock out one more of these voicemails. We're really backlogged. I don't know why we got so many voicemails. I think it was because of last week we had, I don't know, it sparked a lot more interest for people wanting to get on the air. So let's see what we got.
This is Drunken Sailor.
Again?
And Scuba Radio's coming to DEMA.
Yeah.
I have some helpful tips.
Right.
For first timers. Bourbon Street. They should call it Burpin Street.
Okay.
You could drink in public.
Yeah.
But they frown upon peeing in the street.
Yeah, they do. You'll get a ticket. Okay. All right. Well,
is that it?
I guess so. That was it. He just hung up right after that. Go figure. That's weird. But typical.
No out cue on those calls.
Typical for the Drunken Sailor. Now I'm starting to wonder if all these voicemails are the same guy. Jerry, the diver guy, was supposed to be screening this, but then he said he thought you wanted me to scream at him.
He was too busy not shaving.
He was screaming at the callers, not screening the callers. So anyway, I don't know. We'll revisit
Well, I thought
that.
you said screen.
Yeah, evidently. Yeah.
Honest mistake.
Is it? I don't think so.
Not really.
Not.
I think it's a conjunction there. Once he realized it was Drunken Sailor, that's all Jerry could do is scream at him.
True. That's very likely. Very likely indeed. All right. Well, Mermaid Serena is with us. Now, we cross paths with Serena first on the Turks and Caicos liveaboard trip a few weeks ago, and she lives in New Orleans. And we told her, hey, yeah, we're coming to the Big Easy for the DEMA show here. It literally is just over a week or two away, and she lives there. I was like, well, maybe you could show us around Bourbon Street. What we got to do, and that kind of thing. So Serena, do you realize what you're taking on here as far as hosting or leading the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad around Bourbon Street in New Orleans for the DEMA show? Do you have any idea?
I don't think I knew when you first invited me, but the more that I come on Scuba Radio,
right.
I'm starting to get an idea.
Okay. Well, we apologized. I warned her on the vessel, but she might have been, it was after our day of diving was done there on the boat, and
she'll say anything to shut you up. Yeah, whatever.
Well, no. Yeah, after you're done diving, you can drink.
She'll learn to do that.
And she might have had a cocktail or two and probably made a bad judgment call, but wouldn't be the first for our crew. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's been 22 years since the DEMA show has been in New Orleans. From what I've seen, like on videos and things, it hadn't changed a lot on Bourbon Street. It's still party capital of the world, and that kind of. You go there, you're supposed to eat oysters and all that kind of stuff, and I don't know.
You gotta get a purple drink from John Lafitte's bar, which is the oldest bar in the country.
A purple drink, right? Okay, or a grenade. I saw him walking around with grenade drinks, whatever the heck that is. Some kind of green concoction in a plastic cup that looks like a grenade. By the way.
Yeah, we'll take you to Pato's and get some hurricanes.
Okay, yeah, we got to do that. And then oysters are a thing that they do in New Orleans, right? You're supposed to do that. Yeah. You do that before you do that before you drink, so you have something really pleasant to puke up onto the Bourbon Street. And there's no
you first, Craig.
Huh?
You first.
What?
Because you're a freaking instigator.
I'm not going to puke. I'm not going to puke first. No way.
You eat them all first.
No, I will.
Because I know you. You'll be like, hey, everybody eat these, and then you won't eat anything.
I love them. I like oysters.
They're delicious.
Yeah, some of the best oysters I've ever had are in New Orleans. Yeah,
Hawkers of the sea.
Yeah. Huckers.
Yeah, and if you're not into raw oysters, there are char-grilled oysters, which are really good.
That would be better. I'm
prefer
not to get salmonella.
Yeah. It's all about the sauce and the horseradish that we put on the
ask
oysters.
the doctor.
I'm not going to ask anyone
from it. She is a doctor.
You may get Vibrio, but not salmonella.
You may get what?
Vibrio.
What's that?
It's a different infection.
Oh, it turns you into an oyster if you eat too many of them.
You become
you turn into a gooey mess. That's what you.
Well,
sounds.
I won't say it.
I know Jerry the Diver guy. He's an oyster guy. He likes oysters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How many? They come in a dozen. How many are you going to eat there in a setting? You want to make a prediction right now that you're going to?
I'll eat a dozen.
You'll eat a dozen raw oysters right before we start drinking hurricanes and Grenadiers and God knows.
Been there and done that.
Stay behind me.
They all stayed down too.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive.
When was the last time you were in New Orleans?
I've never been to New Orleans.
Well, really? How would you know then, Jerry?
There's other places that serve raw oysters, Greg.
Well, okay.
True.
All right.
Southport Raw Bar.
Not mountain oysters, Jerry.
Yeah. What about those? What about those, Jerry?
The Rocky Mountain ones?
No.
I like them donkey balls.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's a personal problem. I don't think we need to delve into too much more.
Well, another tip for you if you're going to eat raw oysters is that you should only eat them in months that have an R in it. Those are the colder months. So that's when you want to eat.
Well, we're good. November.
Yes.
So we're good for oysters. Casey, you'll eat them, right? Yeah. You're going to eat the oysters.
Eat a bivalve that filter feeds out of the. No.
Well, you eat scallops, and oyster is like a cousin of the scallop.
Scallop is a little lump of muscle in the middle of the shell. An oyster is just the
gooey mess that surrounds it. Right.
And that scallop is cooked. Oysters are generally not.
Well, they can be or they cannot
They
be.
can be.
It just
We love our
depends.
scavengers down here.
Yeah,
Crawfish, crab,
right.
catfish,
Crawfish.
oysters.
I'll eat some crawfish.
Yeah, little lobsters. That's all
right.
they are.
So Casey's going to suck the head.
No,
I'll suck the head on a crawfish, but
Yeah.
I don't eat an oyster.
Careful.
What are you talking about? That's what they do in New
Exactly
Orleans.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I'll twist the tail off, too.
Okay. You better ask her first. That's not
I just got
appropriate.
permission from one of our mermaids, so I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well, these are just some of the things that you got to partake in New Orleans. We're going to get to that and talk about some of the diving that the people in the area may partake in. That's next on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Just 9 degrees north of the equator lies a cluster of islands that stretch for 600 miles in the Pacific Ocean. Yap, the land of stone money, provides a level of marine biodiversity, culture, history, people, and natural beauty that'll leave you in awe. With miles of unspoiled reefs and very few visitors, divers will enjoy having an entire reef to themselves. Plus, Yap's world-famous resident population of manta rays make for a bucket list dive experience that's great year-round. Plan your visit to Yap now by going to visityap.com. That's visityap.com.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater. Dive computers for demanding divers.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You are now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Here comes old Greg. He's a scaly manfish.
He's Greg the Dive Master.
What you doing in my waters?
The show is a disaster.
I got something to show you.
He's Greg the Dive Master.
Hi there.
Master. Dive Master. Dive Master. Dive Master.
I'm old Greg. Pleased to meet you.
I'm not.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Old Greg. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. Look, I hate to do this again, but we are really backlogged on these voicemails.
You don't have to air those, but you're curious.
Well, I got to clear out the system. I mean, it takes up space on the server.
You're hoping one of them will be somebody interesting.
I'm hoping. Let's see what we got on this one here. Let's see here.
Craig, my fine boy,
nope.
Craig.
So much for that.
I do declare, we should get on the mighty Mississippi.
What?
Mississippi.
Yeah.
On a riverboat.
New Orleans.
Maybe we could gamble and win a load of money.
Whoa.
And that'll finance hookers and blow.
What?
Allegedly. I said allegedly.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Oh, boy.
He's got party ideas.
The drunken sailor evidently is, he obviously got a hold of his phone.
Is he planning on going to Dima? Is that what I'm getting from that?
I don't know. I mean, he might already be there the way it sounds. He's like he's prepping for New Orleans.
He wants to gamble.
Yeah. They have that in right there by Bourbon Street. They probably do have a casino right there, don't they, Serena? Or do you know? Oh,
they do.
God help us.
Paris Casino.
All right.
The hookers and blow, I'm sure it's around there too.
Okay. Okay.
Sweet. That's convenient.
Well, he'll be happy.
There's something for each of us.
Okay. Yeah, let's just leave that one lie there, Casey. I don't think you should say anything else for legal purposes. What about diving in New Orleans, Serena? Do they go in like Lake Pontchartrain or whatever it is, or do they dive anywhere right there in New Orleans, or do you got to go ways away? I don't know.
We're kind of at the mouth of the Mississippi, so it's all silt and not very clear diving. So we usually go east to Florida, Destin or Panama City Beach or those kind of places.
I gotcha. I mean, do they even have like a training facility in the area for the dive operators? What is it? Is it like a quarry or just pools or what? What do they have in there?
Just pools. Yeah.
Okay.
I usually go see the guys at Harry's Dive Center.
Yeah.
And they have a pool over there.
Right.
And they do trips and things like that.
Gotcha. Now we do have some beads, and we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with these beads in New Orleans. She seems to know.
Why is she laughing?
Because she knows what they do with the beads.
What do you do?
In New Orleans?
You're going to wear them, aren't you?
Only the tourists.
Only the tourists wear the beads?
If you want to see tourist titties, go down with Bourbon Street.
Wait, excuse me?
Whoa, back up.
Yeah, no, leave it a lie. Just don't even go there.
Oh, no. Greg said
not supposed to say that.
No.
You don't say that.
If you
that is quiet. Stop it.
Blue-footed boobies.
The birds, right. They have those like in the Galapagos.
It was
right.
blue-footed boobies.
Burbies. Yeah, okay. Whatever. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Yeah, but they trade beads for selfie pictures and things, unique ones that you only find in New Orleans and maybe like in Key West.
Pictures of nature.
Okay, if you say so. But we have special beads that we're bringing to the show that are actually scuba diving beads. And,
cool.
Yeah, they got little dive flags on them. I sported them a couple weeks ago. I don't have them on today.
I love that. I love that.
So we're going to have a lot of prizes to give away. Like I mentioned earlier, we got the Bahamas Happy Hour. They're giving us a bunch of trips to the Bahamas to give away. We got trips to Fiji, Explore Adventure liveaboard trips to give away, a Bonaire. We've got a bunch of stuff from Bonaire to give away. And then regulators from Next Dive. I think we're going to do a regulator giveaway each day. That's like a couple grand right there. And Shearwater research, swag from them. We got so much stuff to give away. It's going to be nuts. How we give it away.
Please like us.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to pay off the entire industry, the entire scuba diving industry there at the DEMA show this year. That's kind of what we've been doing it for 26 years now. Every year I kind of go and I help warm up the crowd before they enter the show, and we give away all these prizes as a way to get forgiveness for what we've done throughout the year. Snow White and the Seven Diving Dwarfs.
That's why there's so much money involved.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
You got the formula down.
Yes. We bribe them for forgiveness.
It's going to cost us thousands.
Oh, it is. But we're going to deliver. I mean.
You always do.
Yeah. We got to pay it forward. So it's going to be quite the event this year in New Orleans. So make sure you show up. It opens each morning at 10 a.m. New Orleans time. And we'll be giving this stuff away like right before the show opens, like 9:30 to 10. So make sure you show up a little bit early. You'll see Serena, Mermaid Serena. She's going to help us out. She'll be our official New Orleans mermaid and all around better looking person than the rest of our crew.
Well, gee, Greg, thanks.
Yeah, standing amongst us, she will.
Are both of you guys actually going to argue with me this point? Really? Look at yourselves.
Well, I love you too.
They can't. They'll turn to stone.
Wow.
Well, no, for middle-aged old men, they look fairly meh.
Looked in a mirror lately there, Dive Master?
Hey, I look great for a 60-year-old woman. You're welcome. I've been told that many times. I actually was 80-year-old. That's right. I'm sorry. Anyway, Serena, so when it comes to diving, though, you guys come to Florida, Panama City or something like that. So there's really no real scuba diving options close by in New Orleans, huh?
Not so much in New Orleans.
Yeah, so if you're not going to dive, you might as well drink because that's what they do. Is that the case?
Don't drink and dive.
Yes, and we're not going to be doing any of that. So it's time to do some drinking on Bourbon Street.
Greg, just out of curiosity, New Orleans is a very mystical city. And
right.
Notice Serena's sitting in front of a whole net of of garlic. Did you notice that?
Is that what that is?
I was going to ask her about
No, they're
It's
beads.
protecting her
I
from
knew those were
something. I
beads.
don't know.
Wait.
Those are beads? Really?
How did you get your beads?
I won't mention how I got these ones.
They actually look. They have a lot of texture to
How
them.
do
They
you
don't look
think,
like
Jerry?
traditional beads that I'm used to. What are they?
like
What are
fuzzy.
the? Yeah, what are they? Are they fuzzy
It's
beads?
actually,
What
I know
are
it's a
those?
local artist, and it's made from mosaic, so little pieces of magazines, and she made it to look like almost disco balls on a little each little bead, which is
I'm
really
going with knotted garlic. That's what I'm going.
That's what I
with.
thought.
I don't think that's accurate.
They look like garlic to me.
But the bigger beads you have, the better chances you have of having a good time on Bourbon Street. Is that right, Serena? So
it might mean that you're just better endowed.
yes. Okay.
Well, Greg,
By their
I guess
creator.
you better hold off on getting the other ones.
What is he talking about?
I actually, Jerry, I think he'd have to go back and buy some larger beads.
My beads are just fine. They get the job done. So let's just leave it at that. But we are bringing plenty of beads with us.
Jingle jangle.
You can, you can pick up your own beads on Bourbon Street. You know, that's what they do. And you
But you're
bring them home
supposed to
and
trade them, correct? You give them
exactly.
away.
You barter for beads. Yes.
No, I don't. I'm not trying to get the beads.
Well,
I'm
you
trying
could
to give them away, right?
No, well, you might want
You
to
give
have
them
some
away.
beads.
You give them away, you toss them to the balconies, but you never pick up street beads.
Oh,
if they hit
street
the ground,
beads.
it's a street bead.
And
Because
that's bad
good to know.
juju.
The ground on Bourbon Street,
Very
is
unsanitary.
beer, vomit, and piss.
Oh, that sounds like what Jerry the Diver guy was using in his moonshine
Which
recipe.
used to be the name of Blood, Sweat, and Tears before they changed the name of the band.
To be more widespread.
Yeah. The record label's like, no.
Yeah, we want to create a broader brush for your audience. Okay, that makes sense. All right, look, we got more coming up, including the Dive God on the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
When I was a kid, I got hooked on watching nonfiction television in the guise of the undersea world of Jacques Cousteau.
Jacques Cousteau was huge.
I watched, they were on about once a month, and it wasn't just the ocean. He would go into like lakes and stuff. I remember once he went into Lake Titicaca in South America, and they took the submarines. And he said, we took the submersibles to the bottom of Lake Titicaca. Much to our surprise, we found nothing but titties and caca. That's the joke we said the next day in junior high.
Let's get underwater.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. We got the Dive God standing by, Mr. Neil Watson. But before we do, let's clear out one more of these voicemails. Let's see what we got this time.
Hey, Craig, my favorite thing now is Cock Johnson.
Oh.
Everybody wants to be Cock Johnson.
Right.
Because the cock rocks. That's right.
Okay.
And New Orleans is also a hot spot for jazz.
It is, yeah. What? Okay.
When the taints come
That's not how it goes.
in.
Wow. Okay. Is this going to keep going?
That's my mouth trumpet.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
All right, bye.
Oh. I don't know what the point of
That's
that
my
was.
favorite one.
That was pretty. I tell you, he has a talent I didn't know he had with that mouth trumpet thing. That is a new element to the Drunken Sailor that I was not prepared to hear. But anyway, we apologized in advance. Let's get to the Dive God. Hey, Neil, how you doing, buddy? What's going on?
Fantastic, man. Well, it's just in a recovery mode from my little rum tasting with the legends the other night.
Right.
I had had Peter Hughes over, had John Englander, which used to own Unexo in Freeport. And
Wow, yeah.
Also was COO of the Gusteau Society. And crazy Captain Slate from the Keys.
Wow.
And our buddy Walt.
There you go.
It was.
It started as Walt, and then did Gomez and Julio show up, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Right.
But I tell you, it would have been a great evening to tape like a couple of hours of it. There was probably more history of the diving industry discussed in that couple of hours than you could find in any dive magazine or books or anything. It was really enjoyable.
Well, I don't doubt it.
Time.
Yeah, the dive god Neil and his friends get together like what is it? Once a month you do this rum thing?
Yeah, about once a month. Yep.
Yeah, and it's a who's who of the dive industry, and we've been there before and participated and recorded some stuff. And the only downside to it is I want to partake as well, which means that if I start having a rum or two, next thing you know, the show just goes down the toilet because I can't talk anymore.
So what's any different than normal?
Oh, that's true. There's that. But there's a lot of extra editing.
Don't deprive yourself.
Censoring that I have to, bleep things out. It makes way too much work for me. So it's better for me to kind of hear the, bask in the afterglow of these events and hear it secondhand like that than be there firsthand. But all those guys, are all of them going to New Orleans for the DEMA show or what?
Well, Captain Slate can't. I think he just had a shoulder replaced or something.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah, he had some surgery done.
But Peter's going to be there. Peter has a new position. He's working with Anthony Key Resort.
Oh,
which
and
that
Roatan
was just released recently.
Right, I saw that. Yeah.
And of course, Captain Walt will be there in his glory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And John Englander, I don't know whether he'll make it or not. But,
right. All right.
I'll certainly be there.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Well, when you get diving legends together like that, yeah, it's that's a good time for anybody. Anything was on the radar with you guys that you were talking about specifically, or just kind of sharing stories from back in the day, that kind of thing?
Yeah, reminiscing about how it used to be versus what it is now, and how things have changed, some for the better, some for the worse.
Right. Well, it's going to be interesting because, the DEMA show is going to be in New Orleans, and it's the first time in 22 years that it's been in New Orleans. And I was going back and looking at some from stuff back in the day and then thinking about like, okay, what was DEMA like when we did New Orleans 22 years ago? And I'm like, I don't think it's going to be any different. I don't know.
Not a whole lot. A little more expensive, but other than that, and the parties might end earlier, but
maybe it depends on who you're hanging with. I don't know.
That's true.
I got a whole Scuba Radio Scuba Squad crew. A lot of them have never even been to New Orleans before. So
I think that was also back in the Scuba Radio Greg Holt Jägermeister day.
Oh, God help us. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was. That's very likely. That would have been around the same time frame. I've matured over the years, or maybe just got older. I don't know. But my liver can't take that much abuse. But I don't know. I'll pace myself. I mean, I've said this before. New Orleans was the first DEMA show where we walked down Bourbon Street and I saw a sign. The first bar we went into said 3-for-1 drinks, not 2-for-1, but 3-for-1 drinks. And it was downhill from there, and I don't really remember a whole lot there after. It's a little fuzzy. But it's good times. I mean, that's what you do with your diving friends. You get together, have a cocktail or two, whether it's a rum punch or a hurricane there from Pat O'Brien's or whatever, and just kick back and have a good time.
Some cocktails and prizes at the Bahamas Isle party.
Absolutely. Our Junkanoo happy hour party, Wednesday and Thursday, 4 p.m. So we're going to open the show and close the show with the Bahamas for sure. So we'll send everybody out onto Bourbon Street with already a pretty good, vibe going, I think. They'll already be a bit juiced once they get out there and start partaking in, raw oysters and hurricanes. And I don't know, what else do you do in New Orleans? That's pretty much it.
The ghost tour.
Oh, the ghost tour. Yeah, we gotta do something with the ghosts. And I don't know. I saw a ghost last time I was there, so it'll be interesting to see if I can recreate that magic once again for the crew. But I'd say if nothing else, we'll get them liquored up enough where they'll think they've been talking to ghosts.
Absolutely.
Yes. And then, and having some fun. But I look forward to it. CJ, I know, is really excited about it.
I am. The whole diving industry is excited. It was always the favorite venue, between Orlando and Vegas and New Orleans. Orlando or New Orleans was always the favorite. And after 20 years, everybody is so jazzed. And everybody was jazzed. We were supposed to have it when the COVID thing hit.
Right.
And they had to cancel, and it was in a 3-year rotation, so it's taken this long. So,
circle
everybody
back,
is really can't wait.
Right. I totally agree. I mean, CJ, you're excited, aren't you, about going to New Orleans for the first time? On top of the fact that it's the Dima show.
I'm ready to talk to ghosts because I'm hanging out with you and you're pretty pale, so I'm kind of getting used to it.
Well, maybe that's why I can channel them easier,
They think he's one of us.
Possibly. I mean, I asked Mermaid, Valentina, our psychic mermaid.
The psycho mermaid?
No, the psychic mermaid. And, she said, in 3 to 4 years, I'm going to have something replaced. But she also said, she told me this off the air after we're done. She goes, Greg, when you go to New Orleans, definitely keep your radar up because you are definitely sensitive to the other side. How about that?
Like you might break out in a rash?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. And I said, well, I'll pack an extra ointment and I should be good. All right. Well, Neil, thanks for the update. Look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks, my friend.
Absolutely, my friend. Later, guys.
There you go. Neil Watson. And, he go see his son in Bimini. He'll be in New Orleans as well. So we got a lot with those folks. All right. Hour 2 on deck. We're going to check in with the History of Diving Museum and much, much more. Stay close to the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to Hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Pretty excited. We got DEMA show in New Orleans here in just a couple weeks. Getting ready for that. We're still basking in the afterglow of the Scuba Radio Halloweeny Spooktacular last week, and we got a lot of voicemails that are still backlogged. Now, I got my fingers crossed that this time this voicemail will not be the drunken sailor. Let's see what happens.
Hey, Craig, the Dive Master.
Okay, figures.
It's Drunken Sailor.
Yep.
I had another helpful information about New Orleans.
Yeah.
And the motto, I looked it up.
Mm.
Leslie's Lesbone Temps Ruler.
What?
And that means let the good times roll.
Okay.
And let the good times roll.
Wow. Okay, I don't even.
He's trying to help.
He's not doing a very good job. How many voicemails did he leave?
I don't know. You've got
ScubaRadio.com?
the controller.
Well, I don't have any. Once again, Jerry the Diver Guy was supposed to be the phone screener. He just said we have all these voicemails that you should play on the show today. He didn't tell me it was from the same person.
He's also late back from the break.
Yeah. Well,
just delete the next 2 or 3 and then hit the 4th one.
Okay. All right. We'll try that next, according to Casey.
Well, but he
the
did his
tobacco nut.
research. It's laissez le bon temps roulé.
That's what he
Let
said.
The good times roll. He did a good
he
job
got that
making
right.
up.
I think something was lost in translation, though. The accent he puts on it.
Was off.
Yeah, he is a little off.
Told you, Greg, prep.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe there's a bright side to having the drunken sailor on our staff. I don't think that's true. But regardless, let's just move on. We got Lisa from the History of Diving Museum, and I'll apologize to her in advance because of things like that, Lisa. How are you, though? How you doing down there
I'm
in
doing well.
Isla Morada?
Everything is good.
Yeah.
Everything is great down in Isla Morada. We had a really fun treasure treats event right before Halloween, so got a lot of fun kids coming in for a haunted tour, and then we did a costume contest. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh, that sounds good. Awesome. So is it treasure treat? So they came in and said trick or treat, and you gave them a piece of diving treasure, or what did you do?
Well, actually, chocolate is always a treasure.
Oh, of
you don't have to
course.
dive for that.
Right.
But we did have Jacques Cousteau passing out candy. We had a hard hat diver passing out candy. And,
Wow.
of course, it's Halloween, so we had to have a witch in there someplace.
Well, that we had a psychic on Scuba Radio last week, and we channeled the spirit of Jacques Cousteau to come on the show, and that explains why he was distracted. He was at the History of Diving Museum because I wanted to get him on. We had our psychic connect with him and ask if I had anything to do with his demise. Because I don't know if you know this, Lisa. This is historical context for you right now for the History of Diving Museum. But we had Jacques Cousteau scheduled to be on Scuba Radio right before he passed. I had it all locked in with his people. He was going to come on the show, and then he passed away. And I was like, oh, God, I killed him. And I felt bad all these
you
years.
To be ashamed of yourself.
But the psychic told me last week that he doesn't hold me accountable for that. So I feel a burden has been lifted.
You feel good.
Yeah. How about that?
He was so excited to be on Scuba Radio that he just, he couldn't take it.
Couldn't contain himself. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, okay, we can go with that too, I guess.
So,
but
like you, we're preparing for DEMA. We're hoping to, see a lot of folks there. We're real excited. We'll be in booth 2036. So come down and find out about what the diving museum's doing. Although, what do we say when you're in the Keys?
Let the good times roll.
Oh, no, that's New Orleans, CJ.
No.
What is it? What do you say?
Don't drive by, dive in to the History of Diving Museum.
Okay, I was going to say make sure you've paid your bail bondsman in advance. But
that's always a good thing, too.
No, that's like the second or third tip. And that applies to New Orleans, too, actually. So, but no, it's a good time. Yeah, don't just drive down to Key West without stopping off at the History of Diving Museum there in Isla Morada, because it is well worth the surface interval time. And it's hard to miss. You can't miss the place. I mean, it's a landmark when you're driving down US 1. through
It's a
the
piece of
keys.
history, Greg.
It is. It has all the stuff. I mean, it's intense. Actually, how much stuff you actually have there? How many exhibits you figure are items? Do you even know what the number is, Lisa?
We do.
What is it?
We have thousands of not articles, of artifacts on display, hundreds of helmets that were on display.
Yeah.
And, it's, as divers, we assume everybody who's scuba dives or is a commercial diver, military diver is going to want to come here. But today I had a 10-minute conversation with a woman and her friends that came in. They're not divers. They just like museums. They've snorkeled the Great Barrier Reef, but they came in and they just were amazed by everything that they saw because it goes over 4,000 years. So
Yeah.
it's not just Jacques Cousteau.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there is so much detail at the museum. It'll knock your socks off. It's an impressive display of diving history, and it's much, much deeper than you think. Like you said, it's not just Jacques Cousteau. There's way, way more than that. It's very impressive. And and you're always changing it. You got what, astronauts to aquanauts, right? That's going on, right?
Aquanauts to astronauts.
I
yeah.
take that and reverse it. Exactly.
That's okay. Generally, they were aquanaut first.
Yes.
Before, because it always helped them to
Train.
do better. They were doing spacewalks and handling the zero or the microgravity that's up there by doing neutral buoyancy skills underwater. So there's a long history and connection between the two, plus their extreme environments.
Yeah. And you never know when you pop into the History of Diving Museum, there's always different events going on. I mean, you're doing a big retirement party for what's the scientist's name? What's his name again?
Dick Krakowski.
Yes. Who he's like the
hyperbaric Dick. Yeah.
Yes. And he's
not a scientist, Greg.
Well, he's a superhero diver.
He's like the father of nitrox.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Well, that makes him like a superhero for diving, for the dive industry. So he's having a big birthday party that you guys are helping out with a little bit. Are there still tickets available for that, or how's that working exactly?
There is. I will tell you that it's sold out.
Yeah.
However, we had a couple people call us that haven't been able to come. They got to go to DEMA early.
Right.
So if people call, we can swap out a few tickets. But the other thing is that I really want people that can't come to do a little short, 15, 20-second video or a voicemail so that we can give those to Dick. And I'm going to email them to director@divingmuseum.org. And I'm going to put those together for him for his birthday celebration.
I love it. Yeah. And divingmuseum.org is the website. So you can find Lisa's email, or if you're having trouble remembering that, just go to the website, reach out to someone at the museum, and they'll definitely hook you up for that. And the date of that is November or what?
11th, Saturday, November 11th.
Okay,
so
there you go.
We're doing tours at the museum in the afternoon, and then we're getting together for oral histories, and we'll have his dinner kick off at 5:30.
Love it. Good stuff. Always amazing updates from Lisa there at the History of Diving Museum. Good stuff. Look forward to seeing you in New Orleans as well, Lisa, okay?
Yeah, I'll see you too.
All right, there you go. We got more coming up on the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
How, when, and where it's made has never been more important than now. Just ask all those divers and dive shops that struggled to get products and parts during the pandemic. One relatively new gear manufacturer, however, managed quite well. Nex is one of the few, if not only, dive gear manufacturers to bring regulator and design assembly back to the USA. No shortages during the pandemic for their customers and dealers. And get this, Nex was a Tester's Choice winner in Scuba Lab for 2022 and a Best Buy in 2023. Each Next regulator system is made to order, cutting down on overhead and allowing you to get exactly what you need for the kind of diving you prefer. This will be the last regulator you'll ever need, since the modular design can easily be modified as your diving skills and preferences evolve over time. Are you ready to make your next dive your best dive? Then go to nextdive.com. That's nextdive.com. Next Underwater Products. nextdive.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
It was interesting scuba diving. I remember the first fish I saw. I could have sworn he took a double take at me like, what the
Bigger than you ever did, going everywhere you never been. All we do is dive in it.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. All right, I'm going to take Casey the Tobacco Nuts advice. Big mistake, I'm sure, but he said if I just advance like 4 or 5 past on these voicemails, then maybe we'll get past the drunken sailors vomiting of voicemails that he's left. He's done so many, it's ridiculous. So I've spun forward. Hopefully, surely he couldn't be going this far, could he?
Hey,
oh, man!
The nickname for New Orleans is the Big Easy.
That's true.
It sounds like a rapper. Yo, yo, yo.
What?
This the Big Easy.
Yeah.
But listen, seriously, if you're too drunk to walk,
Yeah.
why not take a carriage tour?
Oh.
You know what? They use mules.
Yeah.
But do not stand behind the mule.
Uh-huh.
You do not want to get kicked in the ding-ding.
Oh.
Beware the buck-toothed ass.
What?
Beware the buck-toothed ass.
Wow.
Sailor out.
Wow, okay. Well, that didn't help. And they keep going.
That was like a cryptic warning.
Was it?
Yeah, beware the buck-toothed ass.
Sounded like he's kind of possessed.
It did sound disturbing.
Freaked me out, man.
Yeah.
You sure he was at some sort of gentleman's club somewhere?
I'll tell you what.
Could have been.
He's probably possessed by one of those voodoo princesses or something. And, I mean, I don't know. He doesn't sound himself to me. He sounds a little off. Actually, he does sound.
Well, then he said sailor out, so he seemed fine.
Yeah, well, that's right. He's still aware of who he is, I guess.
Or that he's passing out and he's telling you ahead of time.
Yeah. I'm not going to play any more of these because it goes on and on and on.
You could be missing gold.
No.
I doubt it.
Oh, come on, Greg.
Oh, go ahead. Do one more. Maybe he'll get lucky.
That might be it.
No. There's a whole list of them, but we got more important stuff to talk about. We have some diving news and information and warnings.
Oh, good.
This is actually a public service announcement for divers worldwide. That I'll tell you, when I saw this story, I did not know that this was a thing. And I've been doing this for a while. I mean, we've been doing Scuba Radio 26 years. I have never been warned about otters. But evidently, there's a thing going on in California, in some of the California lakes, that otters are attacking swimmers. And God forbid if you're in there snorkeling or scuba diving in a lake in California and you see those cute little otters that, but you ought to know that otters, there's the groan. All right, see if we lost CJ. I expected that. Really? After we just do this drunken sailor stuff, that's what he's going to walk out on?
Yeah, I know.
Wow. All right. Anyway, the otters are attacking these swimmers. in these lakes. I mean, like, not just like minor stuff. I mean, this guy, I saw this video clip from the news station in California near this lake, and he's the second person who's been accosted by these two otters, and he said he described the attack, and he had 40-something bites. And he's like, he's really worried. He goes, I'm going public with this, and I want to tell you about this because we need to do something about these otters. People ought to know that these otters are going to get you, and and someone's going to get killed by an otter. Yes, Casey.
Greg, I happened to listen to the interview, and they talked to the otters, and they say he peed in their pool.
That is incorrect, and rumor and innuendo spread by Casey the Tobacco Nut. So the views expressed by Casey are those of someone who is not all there. And we'll just leave it at that. But this is a real story, though. The otters evidently are going at it. I mean, and you saw the wounds of the guy. I mean, what do you think about that, Jerry? That's pretty intense, isn't it? I would have never thought to be wary of otters, would you?
I just think they wanted him in their belly.
Okay, I don't understand what you mean.
They was hungry.
They were I don't.
They was going after the little worm.
Oh boy! All right.
They bit him 12 times, something like that.
No, it was 40 something.
40.
Yeah. Serena saw the story.
Well, otters are so cute, Greg. They're such cute little.
Exactly. That's my point. I mean, look, sharks get all the bad rap and everything like that, but you don't. I mean, shark incidents or attacks are a problem, obviously.
I was once
attacked
Mother Nature is getting really tired of us.
Yeah, well, maybe you could look at it in a broader picture like that, but I just would have never thought that you would have to be weary of otters. Yeah, if I was scuba diving in a lake in California, that'd be the last thing in the world I'd be worried about.
What about an angry beaver?
No, I wouldn't be worried about beavers either. They're in the same kind of family. And I would just look at them like
it's the same as humans. You see that one lone guy and you don't worry about him. But when they're hanging out in a crew.
What? Come on. No, even then, if I had my camera with me, I'd try to, I wouldn't corner them or anything, but I'd try to get a cool picture of the otter on the surface, eating a nut or whatever the hell they do. You see all those videos, those cute little videos of these otters. You don't think of them as man-eaters. But now I'm starting to think that maybe I need to. I mean, look at it. What?
I used to watch videos and but the movies in class in middle school, and they had the otters, and I do remember them saying they're cute, but they're very territorial, and they can be very aggressive. Yes.
What were you watching? I never saw that.
I think it was in 5th grade. Beep.
So you were warned about otters when you were young?
Yeah.
I was not. Jerry, were you warned about otters?
No, I was just warned about Winona's big brown beaver.
Okay, that's inappropriate.
Don't go there. Hide. Run
Casey,
away.
what about you?
Otters, no, but I would imagine they're like bison in Yellowstone. You get too close.
No, well, hold on. They're not like bison in Yellowstone. Bison are like 2,000 pounds. Come on now.
Maybe
all they got to do is sit on you and you're done, or run into you. I mean, yeah, they're a little intimidating, but otters are cute. You see all the videos. So, Serena, help me out here. I'm not getting anything out of these other idiots.
Now, she lives in Cajun country.
Right.
No, we have nutria.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they got rats.
Oh.
Like
delicious.
Well, and I guess an otter is kind of a big-ass rat, too. So, yeah. But even those, what are they, nutria? Is that what they call them
Nutria.
there? Yeah.
Nutria, yeah.
I mean, but you don't got to worry about them, do you? Or do you? I don't know. The giant rats of New Orleans.
I would stay away from them.
Okay. Yeah, they're probably not. You definitely wouldn't. You treat it like a cat, like here, kitty, and pet it. You don't do that.
Here, kitty, kitty,
Yeah.
kitty.
Actually, no, you shoot them and collect the bounty.
Well, no, look, in New Orleans, they got gators. Right? They got gators, snakes, snapping turtles. They got all the swampy stuff there. And that was the other thing we could eat. We could eat some gator tail when we go to New Orleans. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. Beware the otters. Go eat some gators. Maybe that's what the moral of that story is. More coming up.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Dad, what are you doing in there?
I look these fish right in the eye, and they look back at me, and they see right through me. They know who I am, these fish.
Come on, baby, and do the fish. I'm gonna teach it to you right.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Greg the Dive Master, CJ Bubble Boy in the studio. Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad connected via the web, made up of Jerry the Diver Guy, Casey the Tobacco Nut, and upgrading it accordingly, Mermaid Serena. I believe when Serena joins us in New Orleans, where she resides, well, will this be your first DEMA show, Serena?
My first DEMA.
All right. So, yeah, that'll be a good thing. I think. I think you're in for a treat.
The first DEMA, and she's hanging with us.
I'm a little scared.
Yeah.
She will never forget.
We'll be gentle.
Be the last.
Well, we're going to help her navigate the dive industry. We've been doing it a while, and she's going to help us navigate New Orleans. So we'll have, it'll be a nice
trade-off.
Yeah. And as far as diving wise, how many dives you have, Serena? How far along are you in your diving life? 104. That's right. She celebrated her 100th dive there on the Turks and Caicos trip.
What certification level are you?
What is it?
I'm advanced.
Advanced.
So you're advanced. Okay.
Okay. Why? What's
I didn't know if she had went on to rescue and dive master and stuff like that.
No, rescue's on my list next.
It's on our agenda. Yeah. So, I mean, the DEMA show is trade only. So you're supposed to be a dive master and above, or know somebody in the dive industry. And Serena is now one of us, whether she likes it or not. So we are going to bring her in under our umbrella. She's going to assist us. Like I said, she's going to show us New Orleans. We're going to show her the dive industry. It'll be a nice, even trade. And who knows, it might even further her dive experience down the road. I mean, I'll tell you, at the DEMA show, this is where every year I get together with all the dive industry people and we kind of set up our agenda for the next year. And I've already been talking to a lot of different places that would like us to come out and visit their destination, their island. And I think we're going to have a busy year. I mean, according to, our psychic mermaid Valentina last week, 2024 is going to be a busy, busy year for me and the show. And I will say that's the way it looks. So I'm going to need reinforcements like Serena, to switch out people like Jerry the Diver Guy and Casey the Tobacco Nut. Because they're getting older.
I love you too.
We need young blood as part of this crew because they can't keep up the pace.
But they love me though, Greg.
Who's they?
Oh, the people around the world.
Well, okay, all right. You keep living in your delusional bubble.
You can be less
That's fine.
specific.
But no, as far as keeping up, I mean, it's good to bring in, new blood. And
We stop saying blood.
Why?
New people.
I will say, CJ's a little weary of going to New Orleans. You're afraid that we're going to be like
I'm not afraid. What are you
possessed
talking
by
about?
some kind of voodoo princess or something.
All right, say whatever you want.
Is that not the case?
No.
Yeah, you were not too keen on going on a ghost tour.
I'm not into the dark stuff.
Well, there's nothing dark about that. That's
Maybe
just
he's supposed to go be a princess.
Dark stuff. It's history.
Yeah, it's history. See?
Once we're
History
done,
of
CJ,
evil.
we go smoke a cigar and smudge ourselves.
Smudge ourselves.
I'll smoke a cigar.
But when you say smudge yourself, what does that mean?
Hey, you take the smoke and you
Smudge it on people?
Yes.
What?
And it chases away the bad spirits.
All right, that's easy.
Wait. You stab people with a lit cigar? That's not a thing.
Not what he said.
How did you even get there?
Well, what do you mean smudge people?
He's
You
retarded.
puff on the cigar, you blow out the smoke, and you waft it across you. And
Oh,
it
you
chases
blow
away
smoke
the
on
spirits.
people.
So they don't like smoke. Okay.
All right, that
Good to know.
sounds a little bit more.
Thank you, Casey. You're helpful.
I thought-
Unlike Greg.
I thought he
We
was talking about
try.
putting his cigar out on, some unsuspecting tourist in New
That's
Orleans.
called branding.
Oh, right.
Greg likes that stuff.
That's not a thing. That is not a
Hey,
thing.
that's between you and Greg.
Yeah. All right.
Don't
but
bring that on the show.
I do have these beads, though, these special edition diver beads that we're going to have in New Orleans for the Dima show. And I'm not sure how we're going to be able to give these out. What kind of, either, activity or, what are they going to have to do?
Flash.
No, you can't do that.
Yes, you can.
That's not appropriate.
Probably
We're
even legal
classier
there.
than that.
Well, speak for yourself.
Have you heard Snow White and the Seven Diving Dwarfs? Have you heard
met
about
us?
Yes.
No,
We did hear it.
no, we don't want to have anybody get arrested. So the flashing is not a thing. Yeah, the flashing is only allowed, by the way, in the French Quarter, and it's not that it's allowed. It's that they turn the other way. You do it anywhere else, you will be you'll get a ticket for indecent exposure. Jerry,
Oh, that takes all
Mr.
the fun out of
Mankini
it.
himself, Jerry.
Hey, as long as I've got my mankini on, there's no
Looks
flash.
like somebody hung an
Indecent
octopus on the
exposure.
clothesline.
exactly.
Speaking of Jerry, though, New Orleans is the only place I understand you can get a daiquiri to go and drive
Drive-away.
through.
What? Really?
You
In a
can pick up-
drive-through?
You can pick up liquor drinks. They put a lid on it, tape it, give you a straw. As long as you don't pierce the straw, you can drive through liquor.
Well,
pickup.
none of
Wink,
us will be
wink.
Wait,
driving.
Yeah, wink,
Let me
wink.
clarify.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
don't clarify. It takes
do
all the fun out
sometimes-
of it.
No, they do put it gets even better. They pierce it with the straw and then they scrunch a napkin on top and it's still considered a closed container.
Wow.
Loophole.
Wow.
That's just practical. It sounds like. But yeah, none of our crews are going to be driving. That's for sure. It'll be lucky if our crew's even walking after a hurricane or two, is my guess. We got a bunch of lightweights here.
What are you
So-
talking
No,
about?
you just
you haven't had
Look
a
in the
hurry.
mirror, my friend. We always
he's
way
talking
out
about
drink you.
himself.
Well, what are you talking? No, I've been there. I've done this. I know what to
Guys,
expect.
back me up.
Hey, worst case scenario, we get the driver behind the donkey to just wheel the cart over and pick up our drinks, and then we go on our way.
Well, I don't know what he's talking about.
No one does.
Being behind some donkey cleaning up donkey goo? Or
No.
What?
Never mind.
Yeah.
Carriage ride, Greg. Carriage ride. We
Okay.
aren't driving. Never mind.
All right. Yeah, I'm not
I'm
planning to
way
do any.
ahead of you, and I haven't even been drinking all afternoon.
I'm not planning to do any carriage rides. I'm just going to walk down Bourbon Street, have fun, and do our thing, and talk
I'm
about
also going
diving.
to take you out to Frenchman Street for the jazz music.
Yeah.
music.
I see
They
that.
got
Yes.
music there, I hear.
Yeah,
Yes.
lots of live music down there.
Lots of live music. Why? Yeah.
Mouth trumpets.
Wow.
They don't
you-
have mouth trumpets. They have real trumpets.
Oh, if you-
Sabrina,
if you
we
do
need
that-
a jazz bar that allows cigar smoking, and then we'll be ready.
Well, all the ones
Okay.
outside probably do, for the most part, I would bet. Wouldn't they? Don't
Outside,
they?
yes.
Yeah.
We could smoke and walk, can't we?
No.
Yes.
God, no.
No?
You're talking about
Last
multitasking
time
with
we
this
tried
crew?
that in Key West, you fell down.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
See?
Okay.
Fell on you and hit your
Did I
head,
seriously?
obviously. You hit your
Do you
head.
remember finding the smallest bar in Key West?
Yes.
Right.
All right.
I
Well,
do
you
remember
didn't fall
that.
down yet.
Mm-hmm. And then there was that.
Yeah, they had a really good-looking bartender woman, and then we
Yes.
came back, and it was a dude.
And we didn't get
Greg's
there.
like, let's
Yeah, we
find
kept
the
walking.
little bar, and we looked in. I went, nope. I kept on walking.
No, you hit your head. It was a dude from the get-go.
No,
Sorry.
it was not.
I think it
No,
was.
it was not.
Yeah, I'm not judging.
Greg loves making stuff up.
No, I don't think that's accurate.
Well, I mean, he's the instigator and a half with it. So
Instigator.
you gotta make
There's
it
no
up.
instigating going on here.
Yeah,
This
there is.
It's called just being supportive and wanting to share the love of diving with everybody around the world, including those in attendance of the Dima show.
Bull shark.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Snorkel shot! Snorkel shot! Snorkel shot!
Never spend the weekend in the deep end. The water's fine, y'all, so just come on in to the deep end.
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
Of a dive bar. Of this diving bar. Come on. Nothing about a dive bar.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. I talked about this earlier with our new movie studio production of Snow White and the Seven Diving Dwarfs. And I'll tell you, I wanted to jump on the bandwagon to save Disney and also have an alternative. South Park did a spoof that's on Paramount Plus right now about the whole Disney and Snow
I've
White
seen
thing.
part of that. It's hilarious.
Yes. And I was like, if they can do it, we can do it too. Scuba Radio Studios reimagines a childhood classic. Snow White and the Seven Diving Dwarfs.
Whoa, was that girl in our dive boat?
Most beautiful diver I've ever seen.
And those 7 tiny divers swimming all around her. Oh, so cute.
Hi, guys.
Who are you?
I'm Snow White, and I love diving.
And I love your diving dwarfs.
They are so sweet. There's Snorkel, Flipper, Narco, O-Ring, Wetsuit, Flappy, and Stinky.
Your buddies are great divers. Where'd they go?
They only come out when I dive. They're inside me now.
Huh? Oh my God.
Oh yeah, they can't survive out of the water.
Say what?
But my insides provide just enough moisture for them to survive while I'm topside.
Well, that's weird.
Critics are calling Snow White and the Seven Diving Dwarfs a new low, childish, painful to watch, and total shit.
They're shy, but the diving dwarves might come out to play if you just whistle.
Like this?
Hello, Snow White.
Oh, gross.
Oh, that reeks.
What?
Hi ho, hi ho. If you like to dive, let's go.
Snow White and the Seven Diving Dwarfs.
Stinky, say hi to my new dive friends.
Hi, how you doing?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Honey ho, gotta go.
Ooh.
Did Stinky just disappear into her?
Roger Ebert gives it 2 fins up. Snow White and the Seven Diving Dwarfs. From the twisted minds of Scuba Radio Studios. Hopefully never coming to a theater near you. I think that's accurate. I don't think it's going to make it to the theaters. It'll be a straight-to-video kind of thing. But still, we can make billions of money. Can we? You think, CJ?
Yeah, I don't know
Bubble
about that.
Boy? You guys, you like the idea, the concept?
Monopoly money, maybe.
Monopoly money. That was Casey Tobacco Nut had a big part in that whole production. He did quite well.
Who played Snow White?
You think? In your dreams, Jerry, in your dreams.
What are you talking about?
Casey.
Who played Snow White?
Who played? I thought you said he played Snow White. That's what I
Only
heard.
in your twisted mind, Greg.
Yeah. Well, no, good job, though, Casey.
You
did
can't
good job.
tell?
You can't tell who it was?
What possible part did I play in that movie?
Well, Jerry was hoping you were the role of Snow White, but that wasn't you. I'll say that much. The person who did play Snow White, though, is going to be at the Dima show with us. And it is not Serena. She wants nothing to do with this.
Can you blame her?
No, I cannot. And I'm not even sure if I can say who played Snow White.
I'm actually happy I had nothing to do with that.
Really?
Well,
Why?
We know it wasn't Valentina. She didn't have a British accent.
I don't know what you mean.
Valentina has a British accent?
Yeah.
She has some sort of accent. I don't know.
She's actually, I think, from Denmark originally.
Yeah.
So she has kind of an international type of accent. She has a unique,
My
psychic accent. Hello.
Douchey.
No, that's Curacao. That's
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I thought they were
That's
Dutch.
Dutch,
I
right.
thought they were Dutch.
Denmark?
That's not Dutch?
I don't know. Starts with a D, close enough for me.
Nether regions.
But yeah.
right.
But yeah, I don't know. This whole movie thing that we've been doing lately, we may have killed it with that one.
Don't quit your day job.
You don't think that?
Don't fold the radio.
You don't think
tent
create
just yet.
another revenue stream for us?
We'll see.
Okay, all right. I mean, it was good enough for South Park. It was good enough for us. Disney
Depends
seems to
on
be
if you can
dropping
get it
the
on
ball.
any streaming services.
I don't think we want it on any streaming service.
How the hell are you going to make money off it?
Just making it available, putting it out there to the world.
So they're going to pay and download that garbage.
They're going to pay us not to do it.
Oh,
This is what we're
now
threatening
you're
to
talking.
do.
Oh, yeah.
If
There you go.
you don't give us your money,
You're forced to watch it.
we are going to release this.
So you want to get
the
signed
world.
to a development deal where they're like, don't do any other offers, don't do anything,
Kill it now. Yeah.
buy it and
Little-
shelve it.
But what about the whole merch line you've lined up?
Well, we'll threaten that as well.
Wasted money.
Well, I don't know. It's just an idea.
I'm still not clear.
Another bad one.
I'm
but-
not clear on the
What?
elves being inside her.
Well, that's.
I'm not clear on that, if you know what I mean.
No, I'm
It's
not.
not
I
really.
don't know.
It wasn't obvious to me.
What do you mean it wasn't obvious?
I can't. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go there. But
Did you get? Nah.
it had 7 diving
But
dwarfs that
Stinky
swam
already went
around with her.
there.
Well, she had their diving dwarfs when she would be diving underwater. They'd be swimming all around. But when she came out of the water, Snow White would protect them.
But they weren't in her pocket, is what I'm saying.
I don't know where they were, but they were inside.
You know.
I do not
It's
know.
your vision. You wrote it. You produced it.
Don't put this on me.
That's
What
all
were
you.
the dwarves' names again?
I don't know.
Pinky,
I
Stinky,
blocked that out.
Dinky.
Flappy.
I don't think there was there were more dwarves than there were
Donna
names.
Blitzen.
There needs to be a.
Wait, you counted? No, there was 7.
I tried.
No, there was
It's hard
7.
for me to count that high.
Yeah, well, I get it. But, Casey did a good job on his part. And Vinny Two Tanks was in that. Did a really good job.
Well, that's why Benny's not here today.
Why? What do you mean? He wanted nothing to do with it, or
Yep.
he's had enough? Or
He
actually,
done had enough.
he's a big ass movie star in Hollywood now. That's probably what it is.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably taking this thing out to all the, auditions and stuff, and he's out there in Hollywood shopping. Like, hey, I was in this. Check this out. And he's probably too good for us now because we've made him a star.
Greg,
A brown one?
what color's the sky in your world? I'm just curious.
What do you mean? It's
In-
blue,
in
like
Greg's
the
world, it's
ocean
brown.
blue.
Okay.
So anyway, all right. So basically, you guys are all big fans, and you
Sure
think
we
All
are.
right.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not, but it's just what we do sometimes. When we have too long of a surface interval, this is what happens. Because I haven't been diving lately. I've been too hunkered down, getting ready for New Orleans and Dima.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
You must have something lined up right after Dima, though.
Oh, I do. I have a lot of. Well, we're planning to go over to Bimini. Worst case.
Oh, that's right, December.
Yep.
Yep.
So we got that for sure.
That's not
but
worst case. That's awesome.
well, I think there's going to be some more options beyond that too. But yeah, I've had some.
Has Bubble Boy decided if he's going to Dima with us?
I have to get stabbed in the eye on that Wednesday, so.
Okay.
With a shrimp fork.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that in New Orleans.
Yeah,
Jerry
Serena would put you to sleep.
I could do your anesthesia for it.
There you go.
Jerry would stab you.
No, they just do a topical ointment on my eye and then they inject it.
Oh,
That's wonderful.
okay. So you don't even need you have we can get a fork for Jerry the Diver Guy. You stab you in the eye. You'll be fine.
I can bend all the prawns up and just have one.
Shish kebab's cure.
Okay. I mean, I think you use all 4 prongs.
He probably wants the
Be
doctor.
more effective.
Yeah.
A doctor?
Yeah.
I don't want a lobotomy. I
What?
want a doctor.
He's got Serena.
Bottle in front of
more
me.
doctor do you want?
One that probably specializes in eye surgery.
Yeah.
An eyeball doctor.
Okay.
Well, she can say she did it.
Okay. Well, then, thank God we're out of time because this is going nowhere. My
Please, God, please.
All right.
Don't let
Look,
it start.
let's just end it here now. Till next time, though, remember, it's always better. Where, gang? Come on.
Down where it's wetter.
Safe diving, everyone.
Wanna stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll wanna be there on Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.